what is happening now? Do they really angry with the market? The government didn't do anything to help the market, and that's the thing that we have to analyze, that we have to see. So at that time, when everybody is very pessimist in the stock market, everybody is dumping the stock market. That's a really good time to buy. Then, and our client is also human, so they will also influenced by the public. It is normal, but the most important that we as the planners, as the one who should know better than our client, should remain calm, should remain rational, because we are the one who should help them in facing this crisis. Okay, I want to introduce you here is Professor Aswat Damodaran, also known as Evaluation. Currently is a professor of finance at the Stern School of Business at New York University, where he teaches corporate finance and equity valuation. So we should read his book, find his book. We can find it online. We can find it in the Kindle about valuation. Okay, he said that in order to invest in the stock market, there are several ways. There is first, we analyze the chart patterns and volume, also known as technical analysis. Second, we can use value investing, that the topic I will share briefly. And next, we can invest in the growth or through medium to small cap investing. And we can trading on news or information. We can use arbitrage method. We can follow market cycle, and we can also use index strategy. From my knowledge, PCN, our fund managers, is using few of these strategies. And the chart patterns or the technical analysis method is the most popular one in the market. I mean, for the public, and that's the easiest thing to teach them about the chart patterns. If you see people share about candlesticks, about wages, about head and shoulder, about dead bound cats, everything, all these technical analysis jargons. So we should know that there are technical analysis person in buying stock market. And value investing is actually formally organized by Benjamin Graham and popularized by the legendary investor that is Warren Buffett. So we can read his free so-called news letter to shareholders about his philosophy about value investing. And it is everybody knows that Warren Buffett makes a lot of money, and how the question is why many people cannot copy his technique, even though the technique has been shared in many books. Even you can, if you know how to find it in the internet, you can Google it for free. However, many people still doesn't do value investing. And the one that is another version of so-called fundamental investing is you invest only in medium to small cap investing. There is really in value investing, we usually we would like to find low PE stocks. However, in growth investing, or especially in medium to small cap investing, the investor is okay to buy even with high PE, high growth, because they believe that in future the growth will be more growth in the future. And some of us also trade on news or information. Of course, this some if there is an insider information, it is illegal. But however, we know that analysts from the broker, from the fund management side, from asset management side, they have they have met the management. So such information actually is good and it is not confidential. So we should also know when to trade on news. And the arbitrage at the moment in Malaysia, it is very hard to do it from my experience. So I won't explain further. And also some of us will follow market cycle. For example, will if we look even before the crisis, especially in the property sector, we could see almost all the counters, all the companies is selling at the stock market is a very discounted price, because we know that property industry have some issues with the housing price. So the shares in this properties sector is having some problem. And in the COVID-19 pandemic, we could see the rise of the healthcare sectors, all the gloves company. Even if you see our if we log in into the forms, we can see our clients make money in the gloves company. And also the most simple for the general public is just to do indexing by buying exchange traded fund indexing. And also one of the similar in our portfolio, I mean from PCM side, is they have a blue chip mandate for PMA blue chip and PMAT blue chip. For me, there is indexing because they just buy just a very mostly it is the companies that are an index constituent for KLCI. Okay, you can read all this in professor's book in that's entitled Investment Philosophy, Successful Strategies, and the Investors Who Made the Work, published in 2012. Okay, so what is value investing and who is a value investor? So value investor, according to professor, is the bargain hunter. Okay, value investor can be categorized into three type of investor. First, the one who is using screener. If we can see, the one who look for low price to earnings ratio, who look for the below one price to book value, the company who have high return on equity and also high dividend yield. And second type of value investor, they will aggressively buy stocks aftermath of the sell-off, just like we could see now. And also the last category of value investor is using an activist approach. That is, they do a takeovers or become a substantial shareholders of the company, and they would like to change how the company is doing their business. And as a retail investor, or mostly that I could see in the market, that most of the value investor is the one who is using a screener that is focusing on the which companies, which shares that is selling at the discounted value. And it is actually value investing is not only something that is hearsay or rumors that someone tried to hack on the technique, but it is also actually backed by the academic research. And also we can always verify the information. Of course, you cannot verify the information Benjamin Graham. He was already dead. But what we can still find the track record of Warren Buffett, and we can read his newsletter, and we should find one of his letter, his article with regard to the super investors of Graham and Dottsville. It is a very good article for us to read. However, value investing, it is not for everybody. I mean, as a planners, we are okay because we have fund managers to do it for us. But for our client, for example, that want to invest in value investing, basically it is hard to do it because the company is discount at the moment, but the price will not go to north automatically. You have to have a very great patience in order to wait for the price to follow the value. One for the example, last few years we can see counters for Ajinomoto for 4 5 years. Ajinomoto is trading at 4 and 5 ringgit. Nobody is buying that company. However, suddenly the price surged until 25 ringgit. So if we are not really patient enough, we will take profit for 10%, for 15%, and we sell everything, and we lost to have a gain for 5 times from our capital. Okay, so if we know how to use value investing, so we can do this. We can be fearful when others are greedy, and we can be greedy when others are fearful. Okay, because with this knowledge, I could explain to my client this my clients' shares that has been bought by our fund managers. Of course, in this hard time, we may even doubt ourselves. Should I advise our client to sell, or should I advise our client to add more capital? So I open one. I look back. I use one of my client real portfolio. Our fund manager has bought 10 shares, and first there is kumpulan Paunet Berhad. So when what I would do is I would summarize to client but actually what is our fund manager is doing. So for kumpulan Powernet, the value indicator that I can share to client is that this company have a return on equity at 18%. So it is a good value indicator because anything that is selling is a company that's having a return on equity more than 15% is a good company. Okay. So the next shares that the fund manager bought, Perak Transit Berhad. So when I look the data, the price to earning ratio (PE) is single digit 9, and the price to book value is 0.8. That is below 1. So from this simple data, the SPE and price to book value, I can say to my client that this Perak Transit is undervalued with single digit PE and also below 1 price to book value. Next is Cahaya Mata Sarawak. Okay, PE 8 and price to value 0.5. Also discount if we look at the single digit PE 8 and price to book value 0.5 below 1. And Saipak Resources also the PE is single digit and price to book value is 0.5, actually around 50% discount from the book value. And Hexstar Global, I could see that the surge in the dividend distribution from this company. So when, for example, for Bumi Putra, they have ASB, they have Tabung Haji that give around 3% to 5%. However, with Hexstar Global, the dividend yield is 8%. Okay, so this is also an indicator of value, the dividend yield. We can find all this data, PE, ROE, dividend yield is freely available in any platform, even in Bursa Malaysia platform, Bursa Marketplace. You can just find easily for free. Don't have to do much analysis. This one also PE4 and price to book value 0.4. Syarikat Takaful Malaysia Berhad is PE8. So still again it is single digit PE. Datasonic a bit higher PE, but the return of equity of this share is 22%. So it is much more than 15%. The benchmark should be 15% for ROE. And for Serba Dynamic is PE 10, and also the return of equity is 21%. However, only one shares that I cannot understand properly. That is with regard to Sarawak Consolidated, and for this and for Sarawak Consolidated, I have to ask fund manager to explain why they buy a Sarawak Consolidated. And that is the beauty of the private mandate, where the fund managers is very transparent to us, to the planners, to even client. We can ask directly fund managers if we are using a private mandate, our PMA or PMAT, and I have experience, my team have experience when we are don't understand what is happening in the portfolio. We just email the fund managers, and he responded to our question very good, promptly, and they explain why they are doing this and that. Okay, so we as planners should use this opportunity, the features of private mandate account, to look how our fund manager is constructing our client's portfolio. And by using value investing approach, I could see all majority of the client's client portfolio is having is the family is buying a very good company according to value investing. uh, and I hope we have explored the Poems platform, because all the transaction, all the companies that our fund managers buy is actually reported in the Poems, and it is not only shared the 10 biggest shares, but they shared everything, including the cost, the dividend received, the annual management fee taken, and we can and it is our job as a financial planner to summarize the report and explain to our client. And I have one client previously, this
Sorry
happened.
to interrupt you, Suzardi.
Yes.
Because this Zoom account will need to be refreshed every 40 minutes. So I will
Okay.
refresh the meeting for now for a moment. Dear all, please stay tuned. I will do the refresh now, and you may dial in again in a short while.